Hello, everybody. This is the Screen Snapshots Hollywood reporter. Sees all, knows all, and tells all about Hollywood. Well, here I am swamped with thousands of letters from movie fans who wish to see the inside of a motion picture studio. You know, it's almost impossible to crash a studio gate these days, so I am going to bring the studio direct to you and show you how movies are made. This is presented in collaboration with Screen Book magazine. Now, to begin with, stories are taken from books or originals submitted by staff writers. Nearly every new novel and current magazine is combed by a corps of competent readers in search of material suitable for the screen. Some novels are ideal subjects, but even they must be put into film play form. The production office, the head of this department, selects a story. The assignment is then given to a writer, sometimes several of them. Then the story is prepared for the screen. Scenes are written to the smallest detail. Every camera angle and movement of the actors is designated in what we call the working script. The drafting room. Expert architects draw plans of the sets and scenes called for in the manuscript. The art director okays the final sketch, and this is how the set will look when it is ready for the cameras. From here we step into the mill, where carpenters and cabinet makers work from blueprints prepared by the draftsman. The men must be able to build anything called for in the script. It may be a French village or a street in Shanghai. Now we will peep in on one of the big stages where workmen are rushing to complete the set. Glazers are fitting in real glass. Painters touch up scenery here and there. Now for a little magic. We go from indoors to outdoors without going through a door. An army of carpenters swarm about. The script calls for rain, so here's how we get it. In sunny California, the weatherman cannot be bribed. So when we need weather, we must have weather, whether or no. The sound department fires up for a test. This is the amplifying room where the sound is amplified millions of times, so you can see how necessary it is that everything must be in perfect condition. Thousands of connections, meters, and tubes are checked under the watchful eyes of highly trained men. Light valves are checked through a microscope. These valves control the flow of light, which, when photographed on film, records the sound. An invisible speck of dirt will ruin the recording. This is a sound recording machine. The sound is photographed the same as the picture and on the same kind of film. Each variation of sound causes a different vibration of the light valve, and the amount of light escaping through the valve is then photographed. After the film has been processed, it again passes in front of a light, and the vibrations picked up and amplified, and then we get the same sound that was originally recorded through the microphone. The casting office is one of the most interesting departments in the studio. News gets around quickly when a picture is to be made that will require many different types, and the outside waiting room often looks like a League of Nations. A casting director on 20 minutes' notice may be called upon to furnish a Congo cannibal or an Indian chief. They come here from the four corners of the earth, each one sure that nature has given him something to sell. It's here that high hopes and bitter disappointments mingle daily. Believe it or not, the casting director would rather say yes than no. But he has certain types to select. Many are called, but few are chosen. And after that has been done, someone has to go away disappointed. It's all in the game. They are used to it. And the show goes on. We find the makeup man ready to work on Nils Ashter. Sometimes an actor is ideal for a part in every way but facial appearance. That is where the makeup man comes in. He can look at an actor's face and immediately know what to do in order to create an entirely different character. He can change a face so that its own mother wouldn't know it. With the addition of a costume, the makeup man transforms Mr. Ashter into a Chinese mandarin. Another change of costume, and we have a Chinese general, or maybe a top sergeant. The wardrobe department. Clothes of any period may be found here. If there is an army to be made up for the charge of the Light Brigade, proper uniforms will be found to fit them. Anything from a grass skirt to a suit of armor must be furnished on short notice. The property department. A prop is anything from an Australian boomerang to an Eskimo's igloo. If someone on the set wants a bottle of iodine or a bale of hay, they yell props, and the desired article is delivered in the twinkling of an eye. The property department's motto could well be, ask and ye shall receive. Set dressers. This gang of busy men swarm in after the carpenters and painters have finished with the set. They place furniture and whatnots in their proper place and make the scene look like a New England farmhouse or a Chinese temple. Huge lights are hoisted to overhead platforms. Numerous lamps are used to light the scene. These are manned by a crew of electricians called juicers. Drapes are very important to the proper appearance of the set. Portieres must be hung properly. Curtains and so forth must never clash. On the set, every department has completed its work, and the set is now ready for the director and his crew. Lights are on, cameras and microphones in place. The director, Frank Capra, rehearses the scene with Barbara Stanwyck and Nils Ashter. This is what we call a long shot. That means the camera takes in the whole scene. In this manner, we get a general impression of the players' positions and their surroundings. When we wish to make a player's individual action stand out, we move the camera up close and register his emotions or actions for cutting in order to speed up the story. After the scene is photographed, it goes to the film laboratory for developing, where all chemicals are carefully tested and compounded to ensure the proper formulas for reproducing all that has been photographed through the camera. We now see the film passing through the stage of development, where the greatest care has to be given to the air condition and temperature of the various solutions, which are attained through refrigeration and thermostatic control. This film is now passing through the process of washing, where it is cleansed and made ready for drying. Millions of feet of film pass through this machine monthly. The printing room, where the image is transferred from the negative photographed in the camera onto another film known as positive. This operation necessitates well-trained operators to ensure uniformity of density in the various scenes that constitute a finished reel. After going through its course of development, the positive film is now coming out of the drying chambers, ready for the film editor. And here he is. The editor of a picture is known in the studio as a cutter. Every scene is photographed from several different angles, and it's the cutter's job to select the best scenes and assemble them in a perfect continuity. This machine is known as a moviola and serves as a miniature screen which enables the cutter to match the action of one scene to another. The projection room. This is a theater in the studio and is equipped with every appliance much the same as the theater in which you are now sitting. The film, after going through what you have seen, is projected to the screen, and we now see the finished product.
I've never heard anything so cold-blooded in all my life.
But isn't it better to shoot them quickly than let them starve to death slowly? Hola.
Don't go, please.
Hola.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the answer to all these letters. If there's anything else you'd like to know about Hollywood, just write the Screen Snapshots Hollywood Reporter, Hollywood, California. Goodbye.